everybody and welcome back to the StudyTube Project. So my name is Eve and I've already made a couple of videos on here, but if you haven't seen them before / seen any of my videos on my main channel, then I study German and Spanish at the University of Oxford. I'm about to go on my year abroad, and the most frequent question I get is, Eve, how can I learn a language? I really want to learn a language, but I only speak English, or I only speak whatever language you speak, and I just feel like I just don't know anything and I don't know where to start. So today's video is actually going to be proof that you know more than you think. So take German for example. There are lots of words in English that are directly borrowed from German that you say maybe not every day, or you've heard them but you know them, and I'm going to prove to you that you already know more foreign language than you think by showing you 10 words in English that are taken directly from German. So the first word is angst, which I'm sure you've all heard of, existential angst, teenage angst, you know, when you're feeling angsty. I don't really know how to describe the word angsty, but you know exactly the sort of emotion that I'm talking about, and that actually comes from the German word Angst, which doesn't actually mean the same thing in German. In Germany it means fear, that's what the noun means, but it has been taken into English to mean sort of, you know, angst as in, you know, like a teenager being all angsty and just hating the world and yeah, so it's kind of a similar vibe but not exactly the same. But the word angst is German and you say it, so you already know some German. The next one is, granted, a little bit American English, but I'm sure you've all heard of it, and that's kindergarten. So that literally translates into English as children garden. So it's, you know what kindergarten is, it's like a nursery where children go to be looked after and play, and that is a German word because kinder means children. Think of Kinder Bueno. Yeah, and garten means garden, like a beer garden. So yeah, kindergarten is a German word that you say in English. The next one I love so much because this is one that you probably all use on quite a regular basis without even thinking about the fact that it's a German word, and that's Über. So Über is like a prefix in German that kind of means above or higher or greater or over, but it's also the name of a ride-hailing app that everybody uses. And we also use it as an intensifier, so you can be like, oh, she's uber cool, or she's an Uber planner, or, but that's more of an Americanism as well, but we do use it, and yeah, you guys know it and it's uber good. The next one is one that, again, you all use, and I know that you all use it, and it's doppelganger. That literally translates into English as double walker, but it means someone who is the spitting image of you, who looks just like you. That has been used in countless TV shows, or when you see somebody on the street that looks just like you're like, hey, that's my doppelganger. That's a German word, so yeah. The next one is sadly fitting during these trying times, and it is Wanderlust, or Wanderlust as we say it in English, and it basically just means a restless desire to travel, to see new places, and that is also a German word. Wander means to walk, wander, travel, and Lust means desire, so it's a desire to travel, and that has just been taken right into English and is used on every single 14-year-old's Tumblr page up and down the country and across the world. The next one is maybe not one that you use sort of in day-to-day language, but you'll see it in articles and journals and what have you, and that is ZEITGEIST, which kind of means the spirit of the times. That's literally what it translates as. Zeit is time and Geist is ghost or spirit, and it kind of just means the prevailing, I was gonna say atmosphere, I don't really know how to describe Zeitgeist. It's kind of the zeitgeist of the time. The next one is Schadenfreude, and this one is a very overtly German word. It's one that when you're saying it, it sounds German, and it basically means feeling joy at other people's pain. So if somebody, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something, if someone's been mean to you and then they fall over and hurt their knee and you're like, ha ha ha, I feel joy at their pain, or it doesn't have to be that, but you know what I mean. It's when somebody else is suffering and you take a weird pleasure from it. That is Schadenfreude, and that is a German word. Schaden means to damage or something like that, and Freude is joy or happiness, so Schadenfreude. The next one is my favourite one that comes from German, not because of its associations or anything like that. I just think that it's one that is so ingrained into the English sort of consciousness, and yet I think sometimes people forget. Not all the time, obviously a lot of people know that it does come from German, but when I've said this to people before, they've been like, oh really? And that's blitz. To blitz something now can mean like various different things, but most people associate it with the Blitz, which happened in World War II. So in German, blitz means lightning, and it means to be like speedy and fast and rapid, and that's kind of how they saw the Blitz. So Blitzkrieg, which means like lightning war, was kind of the tactic that they used of like very rapid, quick aerial assaults to sort of like overtake enemy lands, and that is where the word the Blitz comes from. Ironically, however, the lengthy campaign of the Blitz did not exactly result in like gaining the lands, so the Blitz wasn't actually a blitz if you're doing it by that definition, but nonetheless we use the word the Blitz and it comes from German. The next one is one that you all use and something that we all low-key love, whether it's a veggie one or a meat one, depending on your personal preferences, and that is a hamburger. So hamburgers actually come from Hamburg in Germany, which is why they're called a hamburger, but that was actually spread to the US by German immigrants in the 19th century, and like the concept, and so the beloved American hamburger is actually a German invention. Obviously now we call it a burger a lot of the time, but it is a hamburger because hamburger in German literally means from the city of Hamburg, so yeah. And the final word, which I don't know if this was like a bit of an anticlimax to end on, but I actually didn't know this one until I did the research for this video. All of the others I knew, but this one I didn't, and it's rucksack. So ruck or rucken in German is back, and sack is sack, bag. And so a rucksack is literally a sack that goes on your back, and that was actually first used by mountaineers in the 19th century, and it had an umlaut, so the two little dots over the U like it does in German, so like ruck, but they got rid of that soon after because we don't have those in English, but rucksack comes directly from German. So those are the 10 words that you already know which are German, which proves that you are already on your way to learning a foreign language without even realising it. I could definitely do one of these videos for multiple other languages because the English language has absorbed a lot of foreign words over time, just as foreign languages have also absorbed a lot of English words over time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually really enjoyed researching it and making it because I am a bit of a nerd with things like this. I really love like realising that you're saying words from foreign languages in English. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe to the StudyTube Project and to me if you liked me, I suppose, and we will see you tomorrow or very soon, I'm not quite sure, with a new video. Bye guys. Mwah.